Hey, Richard here. So I want to talk to you about what it's like being a full-time artist in Jamaica. So full disclaimer, these are my personal experiences. So everyone will have it different. So let me start by telling you guys a story. So all my life, I've wanted to be an artist. I was always creating art because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. Art was like my getaway from school and life and the world and all of that. And then came the end of high school and I had to decide, what was I going to study? Art, right? But no, actually I decided to study something else. And let me tell you exactly why. So art, it was my getaway from school. So then if art became school, then what do I use to get away, And then art will be the thing I'm getting away from, which is, that's not really what I wanted. So what I did instead, I studied architecture, and that was how I could, protect my passion from, pungent professors and their critiques. I wanted to mold my talent how I wanted to do it. And, so I studied something else that was art adjacent. So during, university, I actually was doing a lot of exhibitions and a lot of shows. So by the time I was out of university, I kind of had my name in the streets. I was doing shows with Kingston on the Edge and, doing some other solo shows. Finished university and I graduated with my degree and I started working in a architectural firm, a top architectural firm, a few months after. And I really enjoyed what I learned from working there. What I learned was what I call the corporate tongue, which is something that I realize that most artists aren't aware of, and then because they don't understand that corporate language, just sometimes come across as unprofessional, but I'll do another video, talking about all of that. Yeah, so while I was at the firm, a co-worker would always, kind of playfully ask, Monty, when are you going to leave architecture? Side note, Monty is a nickname that I have that family members call me. Please don't call me that. So yeah, he asked, when are you going to leave architecture? And I would reply, probably sometime next year, I'm going to leave and do what I really want to do, which is art. But sometime next year didn't really happen until like 4 years later, and in 2020, the pandemic hit, and a lot of things got shaken up a bit. Payment schedules changed and stuff like that. And I remember, I think it was the second quarter. I remember how broke I was. I remember I was in a situation where I only had like 5,000 Jamaican dollars, which is about 40 US, and that was supposed to serve me for the rest of the month. And that's impossible because gas is like 7,500 for the week. So something really had to be done, because if my company went down tomorrow, then I'll be screwed, because I wouldn't be able to make car payments, make student loan payments, or even survive. So I decided that it was time to spend some more time with my art. And so what I did, I essentially had 2 work days. 9 to 5 where I spent that in the office, and then about 7 to 12 in the night where I would work on my art, and I would work on stuff that I would post. I would do a lot of Instagram lives, I don't know how to say it, lives, with my friend Michael Talbot. And as I just started, I got that ball rolling, and it was at the same time that I started my children's book, Ian Takes Flight, and I just decided to really just put a lot of extra effort in what I wanted to build. I wanted to put some effort in my legacy, because you go to work and you exchange your time for money, and what you build isn't yours ultimately. So I wanted something that was mine, you know, but I was still smart because I needed my job for just a bit longer. I wasn't just gonna say, hey, let me just jump off the deep end and, you know, not care about, you know, if I don't have enough money in savings, you know. So, fast forward, after saving some money that I acquired from doing commissions and children's books work and stuff like that, you know, the time was coming near. And in December 2020, I decided to take the jump, and I've never regretted it. All right, so you might be asking, you know, how do I survive? What do I do in the days? And, you know, so the thing about being a full-time artist is that you're still employed, but you're only now employed to yourself. So you have to keep yourself accountable, and that's hard. That's hard. So what I typically do is I get up at 6 a.m., I meditate for 10 minutes, and then I exercise, which is, you know, doing jump rope or doing some push-ups. And then after I finish that, I'm allowed to check my social media, my emails and stuff like that. And then after I do that, I usually have breakfast and then write my to-do list. And to-do lists actually work because they are how you keep yourself accountable. And I have a physical to-do list in my bedroom, which is on a whiteboard. So during the day I go and physically take a marker and cross things off the list, and it makes me happy because I'm getting stuff done. So, you know, what does my to-do list typically look like? It involves having things about commissions that I have to do, you know, because I do children's books for other clients, and it involves, you know, making personal work, personal paintings and stuff like that, because, you know, I do paintings that typically get sold. And my list also involves networking, applying to open calls and stuff, you know, reaching out to other people that might help take my career to the next level. So it's a constant thing. And now I guess on my to-do list, make YouTube videos to really help spread the word, because, you know, I want everybody to understand what it's like to live like this. So among other things, what I spend my days working on is different entrepreneurial ideas, such as merchandising and developing new skills that can help service my main skills. So the other day, my old job called, and they basically wanted me to take some images of some buildings for them. So because of that, I became an architectural photographer, and I started to really deep dive into architectural photography, started to really understand, you know, what that whole niche, how that works, the do's and don'ts, and that became another skill that also helps to bring in some additional income that can help with bills and stuff like that. So, you know, and then there are other days which I decided to just take a rest, because you don't want to burn yourself out. And then, you know, also what I do, I ensure that I go to bed at around 11 or 12 latest, so that I can get up at 6. And I admit that there are slower months. There are months that commissions don't come in as often, and so what I do is I sell my paintings on payment plans. So that way, if someone wants to acquire my work without having to spend a lump sum of money up front, I can put them on a payment plan. I know this helps me because I'm getting income from a piece of work, and this income can help supplement the slower months, and additional income can help pay some bills, and it can help put towards savings, you know. And there's a lot more information on this topic, and I'm going to make a lot more videos about this, so, you know, consider subscribing. And I hope this was helpful to you, and yeah, talk soon.